Alrighty, so I got inner outer tie rods done. Didn't poke a hole in the second boot, which is good, but I did find power steering fluid. You see drop there inside the boot. Unfortunately, that means the racket's pinion seal starting to go bad on this side. Dad, it's kind of jokingly, but kind of seriously saying, well, I'll try some of that Lucas stop leak in there. Well, you know what? I might just have to. Hopefully that'll buy us plenty of time. I was able to reuse the... I hate my phone. Able to reuse the PEX clamp, which is nice. And let's see, I marked the nut and the bolt, or in the stud, or whatever. So that's where it matched up on the old tie rod. So that's good. Got the new sway bar link on. Got them greased. Yeah, it went a little overboard, but hey, you know, whatever. Got everything back together. New strut tower bushing. And all is well. Everything's tightened up. We're done in here. I just had to pull the bumper off. So I mentioned in the previous video, part 1 or part 2, that I was going to have to pull the bumper off to get the plug base out of the socket. Because the frickin' bulb I put in there, the bulb snapped off. You know, this went in there really tight, and I was able to get it in. Well, it must not be the right bulb style or something, because it went in hard and it busted the bulb off trying to get it out on both sides. I will show you. I used my dart puller because it's got nice pinchers on it. And this bulb is actually still here. I was wondering why the hell it was all of a sudden started flashing. So I don't know why I was having issues to begin with, but basically I just came in here with the pliers, grabbed it, pulled it out, yip-de-doo-dah-day. Not by the bulb, but by the actual base. Obviously you hold onto the base so you don't rip the wires out, but yeah, so that's the gist of it. And then I gotta put new bulbs in there for now. I'm gonna buy some more LEDs like I bought for the, well, that were in here, I should say, the super ultra bright. Is it I don't even remember what they're called, GTR something or other, something, so whatever. I know what they are, where to get them. You just go to GTR.com, or no, GTRlighting.com or something like that. Or no, sorry, Headlight Revolution. There you go, Headlight Revolution. That's where I bought them from, so. But, yeah, so that's the gist of it. We're gonna get the bulbs popped in, new ones, and we're gonna go for a rip and make sure alignment's okay for the moment, and go return our spring compressor. And, such a beautiful day again today. I mean, everything is just melting relentless. Driveway squishier than a sponge, which is not so great, but it builds up quick. I mean, it's just from yesterday, so. But the joys of a dirt driveway. Sun, you know, it's crazy because of course the road wasn't that bad, but yeah, the road didn't have a lot of stuff on it, but even like the hump of the driveway right there was no snow there. Why the hell is it still wet? Why is the driveway wet? You know, why is the right here where there's no, like, the only water is running right along this edge? The rest of the driveway should be dry, right? No. Not even close for some reason. Like, even this still soaking wet. Yeah, but the road's dry, so I love that. It just makes a mess. That royally sucks. We're definitely going to have to looking at getting some gravel. But anyway, actually 2019, so 2 years ago now, they brought in, 2019 September, they brought in, I call it dirt with some rocks in it. I mean, there was hardly any gravel in it. And whatever gravel there was just wee little bits and whatnot. Like I want like this. I don't know if that's river rock or what the hell it is. This stuff's been here probably 15, 20 years. That stuff's been awesome, but whatever shit. I mean, this apparently really clay infested ground. So, you know, every year it just eats all the gravel you have. It just gets pushed in. And but surprisingly, this stuff has held up for so long, and there'd be more of this rock showing, but I think they put a little bit of dirt and with some rocks in it last year, or 2019. It's crazy how time flies. I've been here almost, well, this year's the second year. And September will be here before you know it, so it's just pretty crazy how quick time flies. Oh, I'll show you my newest addition to the LB7 here. I just picked this up today. It's not new and it's got a smidge of an issue, but guesstimate. Ta-da! Ooh, fancy. Same thing that LBZ's got, but it was a screaming deal. I couldn't resist. It's not gonna matter. But it does have a bit of an issue. One LED here is burnt out or burning out. That's not the only one, so don't say, oh, that's nothing. You know. What do they call them? Keyboard warriors? Flip on the brake lights. And it doesn't illuminate too much more. Okay, so it's the blinker. I think the blinker has 2 or 3 of them. It's all on the left side. I'm wondering if some moisture is getting in there. But I paid I paid $100 less than a brand new one for this one, and it came with the plug, which just plugs right into the back of your 7-pin. So it's hard to explain. You got to see it. So that's the wiring for the thing. Plugs into the back there, and then your plug that was plugged in back here is plugged in there. So that's an adapter. It's extra, and I got it, including that, all $100 less than a brand spanking new one. And like I said, that plug would be an extra $50 if I had to buy the thing new and the plug new, you know. So I saved over $100 in the grand scheme of things buying that. And he didn't say it had issues, but I was kind of back in my mind going, it's probably got a couple burnt out LEDs, and it does. But you know, it's better than nothing. To me, it doesn't just look cool, but it adds that safety factor. The truck's higher up than it was factory. It's got aftermarket brake lights, which aren't that great. They're bright, but they're not that big, and they're LEDs, so they're one directional. They don't really illuminate 365. It's just kind of a straight line out. So that puts it more eye level for people. It catches their attention, especially the yellow blinkers. It's the whole thing. I just think it's form and function. So that's the big thing to me. It's not just, if things are just form, then is it really worth it? It's like the LEDs down here. They're so intense in these housings. Like in the LBZ, it's not that bad. They're not that bright. But in the car, they are just about blinding. I mean, they're like high beams. But what I think of is the blinker is so low to the ground on this car. You know, when you're plowing down the freeway and you're switching lanes, on most vehicles, the blinker's up here, headlight level, not ground level. So this catches their attention, illuminates their back end, saying, hey, I'm here, I'm moving, just keep an eye out, don't start moving over as I'm moving over. Because with the original blinkers, I mean, you never would have known, unless you were looking in the mirror. But this shines, you could see it in your mirror, I'm right here, look out. So that's what I look at, and that's why it's important to me. It may be blinding at night or whatever, but they're only blink at night. They don't stay on constant like they do during the day. So, because they're daytime running lights and blinkers, but only daytime running lights during the day. So, whatever. But anyway, and I'd like to do the LED fog lights, but that's $200 for a set of the bulbs I want. I really do want to try and locate a set of halogen housings and do LED low beams and high beam, because apparently they don't make a D1S, a low beam, bulb. Or if they do, it's not near as bright. And I said the refractor doesn't work great for LEDs, blah, blah, blah. But I want the GTR 2.0 or 3.0 for the low beams as I have for the high beams. And it's just night and day difference. I mean, it's like not even having headlights on once you flip off the high beams. It's like, geez, my lights even on? What the hell? Can't see anything. So it's that big of a difference. It's pathetic. But if I can get halogens and do the low beams and the high beams so they're incredibly bright. You know, they have a flat cutoff, and I haven't raised them up to blind people, so don't even start LEDs, blah, blah, blah. But just to illuminate the road in a hell of a lot better fashion with the low beam, and then the high beam, obviously, I can blind anybody I want at that point. But that's only if you're blinding me, so. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad that came out a hell of a lot easier than I thought it was going to, because I thought I was going to be busting off the socket, the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to get some new bulbs in, get this car put back together. We're going to head out on the road. I like how stuff falls. Hasn't been touched in 6 months, but, you know. But anyway, I suppose, hope you guys enjoyed the series.